Hello, everyone. I'm Jamaican, and today I wanted to talk about friendship overseas. I think it's more important for people who are going to work or people who are going to, um, well, maybe just live for a short time. I'm not sure if this applies to students or not. I feel like you have a much better chance of making friends overseas when you go in school. And you probably have a way better chance if you can find a study abroad program that lets you do high school. I wanted to do high school. Unfortunately, it was not possible. So, also in university, because I did do study abroad myself in the university setting, and it wasn't bad. I made lifelong friends. I've got them. They're all over the place. So, like really, literally all over the place. Some live in Japan, some live back in the States, some are in Mexico, some are in Costa Rica, which I had the chance of visiting. That was so awesome. I love it. I want to go back. But when you're working, it's a lot different. And so I went overseas to a brand new country, South Korea, as an employee. Totally different vibe. Very, very isolated in the beginning. And then I went to China also as an employee working. And that, uh, well, I started in China. I was like at a little school and it turned out not to be legit. Make sure you make sure you cover that stuff. Anywho, so then I kind of made some friends from there, but they're not, unfortunately, they aren't like the lifelong friends. But I did make friends who I can at least chat with, hang out with. We had very awesome like dinners together. I had my first Kenyan home cooked meal. And then we had Thanksgiving where we had some American, some Kenyan things. Yeah, I know you thought I was gonna say like Chinese stuff. No, I didn't have any Chinese friends. That I had one Chinese friend. No, I had two, and they were cool, but we weren't on that level of cool that kind of soon. But I'm gonna tell you, okay, this is the whole topic. Basically, friendship when you're going overseas. So I'm gonna start with Korea because that's where I first went as an adult, like completely grown up, doing your own thing, own house, pay bills, all that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. This is for you people. Um, they call their friends 친구. Who is your 친구? Somebody who's your exact same age. I'm not even lying. If you're a year older, maybe. If you're a year younger, they're still gonna play those cards like, oh, I'm older than you, I'm younger than you. So um, here's a tip that if they are over a certain age, your age basically, they're going to be either your oppa or your hyung, or they're going to be your nuna or your 언니. And they have different words for, if you're a girl, you're going to use these words. If you're a boy, you're going to use these words. And that's for people who are older than you, and they're probably even 2 years older. They're not going to consider you really a friend, especially if you're 5 years older. If they are 5 years older, that it's a wrap. Like they're not, you're not even in their league apparently. And I was like, doesn't make any sense, because for me in my country, I can have people who are 10 years older than me, 15 years older than me. I don't believe I've made friends with, I don't know, I used to make good friends with like business owners, like talk to them about problems, and they would help me with certain life things. So I can say that they were friends, and we lost contact because I moved overseas. But we can have those kind of friendships, even if they're kind of mentoring me. And in my country, we do believe very much so that you can learn from somebody younger than you. So it's not really a big deal. In Korea is totally different. So I would I would say that before you try to make yourself put that relationship on a friendship level, You really have to know that person. You have to kind of see where they are. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what about the people who are younger than you? Those are your dongsang. Your dongsang are not friends either. I guess you're supposed to be teaching them about life, and that's it. Where I feel like, in Korea, I don't really have any dongsang. Who's younger than me? Almost nobody. Well, okay. I'm gonna try and figure that out. Let me go and make some new friends. Anywho, they do have this thing where you can be a close friend, and those are the people that you kind of might be able to tell your secrets to, but they don't seem to have very close connections. I feel like they're lacking close connections. If you are Korean, feel free to say something in the comments and be like, no, we have very close connections, whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's not a problem. But this is my view of how I saw it while I lived with your people. So then they also have like different societies of friends. And this part I really resonate with because that's how I live my life in my own country. Basically, these are my friends that I dance with. We go, we hang, and we kick it all about dance. These are my friends that I talk spiritual with. These are the ones that they know God, God knows them, and we talk about it all the time, whenever, wherever, it doesn't matter. We can have very good, intense conversations about God and all things, Bible and biblical, whatever. Then, you have, some people like to have work friends. I don't. One of my coworkers was very offended, a co-teacher. She was like, but you can be friends with your coworkers. And I was like, I don't really think so. And side note, there was one time where this lady, I had told her just because I was excited about how the new year was going, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try and go to start my master's program, blah, blah, blah. I want to learn this. And somehow that ended up being something that she used to help me get fired from that job. She was like, yeah, so I guess if you want to have a side job, that's kind of illegal anyway, so you can go and do that. And I was like, I said I wanted to go to school. I can work and go to school. So that just, look, like, another hint is that if you're going to work in Korea, especially, share nothing about your personal life. Because her English was impeccable, but for some odd reason, she took my going to school and made it working at a different school, which was absolutely not my intention, and thus I'm currently masterless now. Let's move on to China. So China is different, where they call their friends 朋友. 朋友 is a very interesting word to me. I don't know. Anyhow, what happens is they don't care about your age. You can be a 朋友 no matter what your age is. You can be a 朋友 no matter if you have this same job or a different job. They don't have that kind of weird hierarchy thing going on. The only problem is if you are foreign, especially a native English speaker from an English speaking country, they want your friendship to consist of you teaching them English. And those are the kind of friendships that I was like avoiding like the plague. Every time they came over, bat. I'm not your teacher. Like we had these great meetups where we would speak Japanese meetups, because that's my second language. So here I am chatting it up, me, some Chinese people, some, where were they from? Brazilian people, some Japanese people, obviously, Japanese meetup. So at that point, we were only speaking Japanese. So we're all kicking it, blah, blah, blah. Somebody is like, oh, how do you say this in English? I want to be able to express myself while they're speaking English, right? And I was like, this isn't an English meetup. And I said that in Japanese. ここで日本語だけを話せます. And they were like, but, you're American. And I was like, so? So then I went to another meetup where this one in particular, on the board They were like, this is specifically a Chinese, Japanese, Korean meetup. It was cool. Well, I was like, okay, whatever, I'll go to that because I still wanted to learn some Korean, but my Japanese was much better. So I was basically going to meet new people, to talk about like music, to be able to find new movies that I can watch, or maybe people to go hang out with. I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, somebody else was like, when you come here, like she was angry when I did not speak English to her. So angry, she got up from the table we were at and moved to a different table and told everyone she's not going to speak English to me. And I was like, boo, 我们这里只说中文或者日语或者韩语，就不用说什么英语呢。Anywho, she didn't care. So I thought it was so strange, but she told me, you are here in my country and you guys are here to teach us English. And I looked at her because, boo, I'm not even an English teacher over there. I was a translator. I was working in a corporate job at a cubicle inside all day except for lunchtime, clicking away at a computer. I didn't even speak English to my coworkers because that's not what, well, I guess, it's kind of like being in my own country. We're going to speak English because that's our native tongue. That's what we do. And we're in a workplace and we need to get some commands, some tasks done and whatever, some projects finished. You're just going to use your native language. My bosses didn't feel the need to come over and say, hey, let me speak all English to her so that she knows what I'm talking about. If I couldn't speak Chinese, what am I doing at the company? Sorry about that. I don't mean to offend anybody. If you don't speak Chinese and you are working at a Chinese company, it's possible that you have some other industry or some other particular job position that you need to do. No problem. I was saying all that to say that some people really do see you not as a friend, but more like their English buddy. You're about to help them level up in life by teaching them your native tongue. And for me, I wasn't interested in that because that can be tiring. Like I didn't mind being helpful for some people. That's when I first started. And then after that, I was like, this isn't it. So yeah, I have not lived in Japan yet. So I cannot tell you about the tomodachi and how they do their levels of tomodachi. Like people have been talking about it in some of our expat groups. And basically, what does friend mean to you anyway? Are you a friend where you only call when you need something? Are you a friend where you only see them once a week and you only give them a certain amount of time? What kind of friend are you anyway? And what kind of friend are you hoping to make? Those, you have to be clear about it. Because once I said, look, I'm not being your English teacher, that was that. For a while, I have no friends because I'll say I was suspicious of everybody. That wasn't really good. But basically I got a higher quality of friends. Now I have friends where we can laugh. I even have a friend, no lie, she will be like, hey, people wanted me to do a translation. I don't really like translation. Can you do it? And I'll be like, sure, whatever. And she doesn't even pay me because she is my friend and she's helped me in other situations whether it's me trying to find a cool hotel to go to, trying to find a place to vacation, whether we talk about just life and education and how to teach early childhood education. Like we are real friends. If she calls me for help, I'm there. If I call her for help, she's there. And then if I just want to chat about something, we both have that mutual understanding that we're good partners for that. We can talk without having a need. So these are things that probably will come from your personal beliefs in your home country and then what your expectations are once you get to a new country. So my question to you is, what kind of friendship do you want? Are you trying to be a real 친구? Or are you trying to be a 朋友, but only a 朋友 with some kind of benefits? What do they call it in Chinese? I forget. It's 酒肉朋友. That cracks me up because it's literally like your drinking buddy, but those are kind of like them friends that, they're there for like some type of hype and then gone. To me, that's not a friend. Like, I don't even like to call them people friend. You can be an acquaintance of mine. Anywho, So that's the end of this video. Let me know what you think, what your experiences are if you have been an expat, if you do live abroad. What kind of friends do you have? Do you have real friends? Those people that you're like, hey, these are my ride or dies. These are the people that are close to me. If I have a need, they will be there. If I just want to hang, they will also be there. Or do you only have those transactional friends where I do A, you do B. I do C, you do D. Like, are y'all trying to come up together in this weird way? Are you helping more, or are you always asking more? Like, this is a friendship. What does yours look like? How do you build it? If you like the video, then you can go ahead and like or subscribe, and then I will do some more videos about being an expat, being a study abroad student, living abroad in general, speaking different languages. Okay, see you next time.